Radiant team's turn to ban. Dire team ban. Radiant team's
Hello.
turn to ban. Dire team's turn to pick.
Welcome. We have Team Liquid versus IGV coming in.
Radiant team's turn to pick. Dire team's turn to pick.
Earth Spirit.
Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team ban.
I speak for the trees.
Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Dark Seer.
Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team's turn to pick.
Winter Wyvern.
Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team's turn to pick.
True, yeah, great.
So you can just get a
combo there.
good curse down. You can have him just set up easily before that Blink Dagger does come online, or even afterwards. You curse, fissure, walk in, Great Echo Slam setup. Makes it a lot easier for yourself. And Winter Wyvern's a hero that has been buffed several times over the recent patches over the last months. And we saw a couple, like you said, at Dream League, I think 1 or 2. I know Soxa played it. But the buffs this hero has received, like the Arctic Burn, fly for 8 seconds now. Cold Embrace got buffed, so you get even more healing from it. I think this is going to be a big hero that we're going to see start rising in popularity once teams get used to playing it.
I mean, yeah, that's it. With Arctic Burn being as strong as it is it enough to... Can you sort of harass the Darkseer out of lane as a Wyvern? Because, I mean, Arctic Burn, I swear, like, you go into your lane, you see the offlaner, you pop it, you hit them, and you bring them down to half health normally with the amount of damage it does. It could be ridiculous early stages.
Yeah, it should be pretty good versus that. And it's also great for the laning phase. You know, if your safe lane get bullied too hard by the ion shells, you know, you just cold embrace him, and you can just back up to the tower, etc. So IGV goes for the Sven.
I'm liking that.
Ooh, Wombo combo. They've
yeah.
got heavy disables coming out. Good. The Warcry is not really specifically great versus anything on
Oh,
Liquid.
well, the Warcry, I'd say is actually, I'd say it's pretty good. You got a Wyvern
versus the curse, yeah. But there's no physical, physical
True,
damage.
but you know what I mean. Once the Warcry's up, you got to be like, well, do I really want to ult it? But as you say, you probably still do because you got a follow up from the Shaker. But it definitely helps, you know, giving your team that armor when they're going to be hitting against each other potentially.
Yeah, if anyone's like later on stages, if anyone is cursed versus Sven, even if there's a Warcry, they're probably pretty dead.
Sure, that's true. Yeah, I mean, I still feel like that's probably what we're waiting to see from these last two picks. Some sort of big like damage dealing. Obviously, Miracle's hero still being the big one. As we assume what that is going to be a Matu Nature's Prophet, right?
I think we can leave it open, right?
You think
they did like play around with it a bit at Dream League. They were switching it up. It was a bit different.
I mean, would you rather see one? I mean, you've seen obviously the position one for IGV being the Sven.
Mm-hmm.
Did that kind of deter you away from playing a safe lane Nature's Prophet? And as you say, more likely to put him as mind control?
I would imagine. Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah.
Like GH Shaker is one of the big ones. I mean, of course they run it so much on MC, but GH has also had. I think he rarely loses on the Earthshaker too. It's like those Earthshaker, Coddle, and IO. I think I only seen GH lose like 1 or 2 games in the last 3 months or something.
I mean, that's the thing. Well, GH he's also one of the boys on the run for the 10k, isn't he, at the moment?
Yes.
And there's the answer to what we're talking about. So that's going to be Matu's. Well, it could be a mid Necro, but with Liquid more than likely, unless they're going to reveal something new. Should be Matu's safe lane.
I love this pick with this. Like they already have so much push. They have a lot of sustain for it. Ghost Shroud versus Sven is absolutely incredible. He's a super tanky hero that suffers very hard versus Reaper Scythe. They don't have any save for the Reaper Scythe either. So
they do have one pick at least to think about trying to get some sort of a save. And well, they still need they still need their mid laner. I mean, heroes that could be picked up. I mean, I'm looking at this and saying, what could they not just whip out Paparazzi OD? You've got the save. You've got something that can kind of benefit from an enemy hero being cold embraced as you continue to rack up the stolen intelligence.
It could be OD, yeah. It could be one of those ones he's looking at. He played OD, DK, some Razor.
I'd like to see an OD. I mean, Razor as well, to be fair. That's another one that can benefit off the cold embrace, yeah, for sure. There's definitely heroes like that. But
someone that can at least like do damage and at least beat through while it's happening.
Yeah.
And mix damage, so they can actually not worry so much about cold embrace. IGV banning that anti-mage, dude. They're still feeling the threat.
Yeah,
from
they watch Dream League. Yeah.
I mean, we had anti-mage every game.
You know, as we've said, as we've said, it could obviously be Matu Necro. He could go mid and Miracle could play safe line. They did do that at Dream League, having that switch around, and there we have it. So that's the Troll last.
Okay.
I mean, who's playing the Troll? Who's playing the Necro? We know that Miracle and Matu can switch it around, and Paparazzi, he's going to go for his classic.
Storm, the classic.
Sorry, at the moment,
Cicada.
It's Cicada. Sorry, I'm waking up and stuff. So Cicada.
They swap around. Well, they do swap the roles.
They do.
Still.
That's what I'm thinking about.
Don't worry about it.
It's normally Paparazzi mid, right? Or is it?
It's hero dependent.
It is hero dependent.
It's very hero dependent for these guys. So it's Matu safe lane, Miracle mid.
Miracle mid, Troll.
So they can put a lot of pressure onto that mid lane because there's always like the threat of Shaker Fissure, Nature's Prophet TPing in, and also Wyvern. With Troll Warrior, they have pretty good kill potential on Storm Spirit. So I think this is a lot on dogfights to make moves around the map and just read the moves.
The Troll pick to me is kind of interesting because I look at this lineup. It's not really a lineup that's going to benefit too much from Battle Trance, is it?
Well,
I guess obviously still nice.
Their lineup, I wouldn't say like their other heroes do, but their lineup does, right? Because they have the sustain and the push, right? Yeah. They win a team fight, Battle Trance go, lose racks. Like the other team will lose racks so quickly versus that. All right, Owen.
There we go.
Game 1 coming in here.
I'm looking forward to this. I mean, I don't think you could wish for sort of a better draft from IGV. It's super.
That is literally versus Team Liquid, right?
You've done like back at DAC or every time that they could, and Liquids I feel is a little kind of new age Liquid. You know, we are seeing this Matu Necro coming through. You know, it's obviously played before.
Yeah.
But it's a little more 2017 than IGV's draft.
Yeah, I think it's like this is Liquid's comfort, but it's also they were looking at what IGV wanted to play, and they are like, okay, we'll start with our very comfortable heroes, the Earthshaker and Nature's Prophet, because it's very open-ended, and then once we get more information, we'll pick the Matu hero. And Necro versus Sven. It's pretty lovely.
Yeah, no, that is true. Yeah, you got this beefy hero that you've only got to worry about. taking down so much. And as you said earlier, and they didn't pick anything to solve it, there is no save.
There is no save. If that Reaper Scythe gets off, until the BKB comes out, could have some trouble.
They do obviously have ways to target the Necro. You know, you're going to have a Storm Spirit and Cicada. We don't know necessarily what he's going to build, but if he does get an Orchid picked up, you've got that. You've got the pull from the Earth Spirit. You've got the disables from the Shaman. You've got a lot of ways in these fights to make sure that Matsu doesn't have an easy time landing the Reaper side.
Yeah. As long as they don't let this Earthshaker get like a good timing on their blink, that's going to be pretty good, because Liquid's only initiator is that Shaker. We look at IGVs, their initiator is really like the pseudo-initiation, the Earth Spirit and the Storm Spirit kind of going in at the same time, but it's not like a straight blink initiation, like setup, knock, lockdown. Unless Dogfights gets an early blink down.
You know what, I'd love to see this game. And I feel like we may even see it if the game goes on, because we are seeing players start to dabble with it. The Aghanim Storm Spirit would be pretty legit this game. Or just that's too overkill on kind of the pulling them in. The
you have a Sven. You have a Sven, right?
Sven and Ag Storm Spirit, let's go. Bottom lane, I mean, look at this already. Paparazzi taking quite a beating here from the Treants as the pressure's put on from Mind Control.
That was just the threat of having the other two heroes kind of walking in. The Treants do so much damage. Even Sven, look how low Paparazzi got.
Yeah, straight down to half. He's having to regen up already.
Here you have to expend a Tango. They only have 2 Tangos on Shadow Shaman, 5 on Sven, and at least he has a Salve. But they are a little bit suffering on sustain in that lane. Dogfights, chilling around mid lane, scouting out Kuroki. The try mid by Liquid at the moment.
A lot of hate from Liquid indeed coming the way of Cicada's Storm Spirit. Mikura, as we're seeing, as you said, the Arctic Burn, fantastic for getting that harassment in from safety. There's a couple of hits on both of them.
If they give Miracle a good start in the mid lane, it's an absolute disaster for Stormster to get anything, except if he just goes jungle and kind of catches up with levels and Overload.
I'll tell you what, bottom lane as well, looks like Mind Control's doing a great job with the pressure he's putting on. You know, Super being brought down to half health, you know, Paparazzi's presence constantly being threatened. Mid lane, this block for GH, yeah, this is going to be first blood. Cicada, nowhere to run. First blood for Miracle, the tri-lane mid, as you say, it's working out perfectly. You get Miracle that strong start, you're going to be feeling pretty good as a team.
I've seen this before. The GH blocks on mid lane. I feel like it happens so often. This is also the nice thing about having a ranged hero like Necro, especially Necro actually, because you have the extra sustain too, versus a hero like Darkseer.
He loves this lane. I mean, he's not going to harass the Darkseer necessarily out, but he's going to feel no pressure at all.
Oh, he completely free farms, and he gives the liberty to support to just do whatever the hell they want all over the map. And that's, look at that, Kuroki's now bottom, GH went back to base to heal, and now they're pressuring the safe lane even more. Mind Control, full free farm.
Yeah, this is an absolute nasty lane for RGV. It certainly seems, you know, this first couple of minutes, Liquid just across the border having the stronger lanes.
Yeah.
RGV struggling with that pressure, and yeah, Mind Control just beating this Paparazzi's Fem right out of the lane. He's still getting some CS out of it, but Mind Control's getting just that little bit more.
They've literally expended all the regen in the bottom lane.
Shadow Shaman Sven out of it. Oh yeah, you're
Shadow
right.
Shaman TP'd back as well to buy more. He only has the Mango. That's really painful already, because there's going to be phase boosts coming out for MC very early in this one. And I think Liquid also probably recognizes that. They probably looked like Sven has no regen. Mind Control is definitely like the Sven has no regen. Yeah. Keep the pressure on him, and we're just going to crush this lane so hard that the recovery method is going to be extremely difficult.
You know, Kuro's like, well, I've got Arctic Burn back up. Let's go as soon as it's available. GH is there as well, ready to throw in a Fisher. Paparazzi just getting pressured right back behind the tower. And yeah, he really has to be careful.
Mid lane.
Only got a few tangos in mid lane. Again, the Earth Spirit Dogfights trying to help out Cicada, but he gets taken down as Miracle and GH turn upon him. Cicada getting pressure back, does have a salve, but already Liquid making the moves, getting 2 kills in that middle lane.
Quick reaction by GH. He was walking bottom, and he literally just sees Miracle gets the. I think it may have been a timely bash on the Earth Spirit. Earth Spirit rolled in. He TP'd in. He got a perfect fissure when he was low. Miracle able to clean that up.
And look at this top lane, pretty much exactly as you said. Matu, 16 for 3, perfect CS, and in July, he's only on 9 CS at the moment, so Matu doing a fantastic job of controlling this Necro versus Darkseer lane.
Yeah, it's a hard lane, because eventually Darkseer just runs out of sustain. You can't really keep your mana up, while Necro, as long as you're last hitting properly, you're always going to be topped off.
Here we go, though. That's what IGV needed. They get themselves a bit of action. 3 of them coming on the bottom lane. Dogfights to join up with Super and Paparazzi, and they do take down Mind Control.
I think they should just stick this tri-lane and just keep it there. Even though the pull was blocked by Mind Control, so they're splitting tri-lane experience, they have to make sure that their Sven gets farmed. He's their big hero in the beginning of the game, and they don't really have any stacks for him going on yet either, so it's either sit in that bottom lane, make sure he gets the free farm, or make sure you at least have stacks on him.
Yeah. I mean, that kill was massive. You know, just getting Paparazzi that bit of a bump up back with the XP. We can see on the CS, he's still up there despite that early pressure. Out of 2 points to the Cleaves, so now, you know, the Trin's a little less of a worry. Mid lane though, again, GH coming in with the Fisher block. Cicada nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. A Miracle, 3 kills already at the 4 minutes mark, thanks to his team's rotations. And this mid lane being an absolute treat. In terms of kills, farm-wise though, despite the fact that Cicada's been taken down a couple of times, he's not far behind the Troll at all in CS. 16 at the moment on him.
In CS, it's not so bad, but in net worth, it's already about 1,000. And 1,000 gold mid, yeah, Miracle's gonna, if he gets phase boots before this Storm gets boots, he has to just get out of mid. And oh my god, GH and KuroKy again.
Cicada's in trouble. Looks like they will try and punish dogfights as well with Mind Control TPing in. Miracle finishes off the Storm Spray on the backlines. GH Mind Control and KuroKy claim the second. I mean, this mid lane, it's seeming to turn into a bit of a no-go zone for IG Vitality, as each and every time the rotations are just a step up from the side of Liquid.
We had our concerns, right, at the start of the draft, where like there's so many ways that Liquid can make those rotations to put pressure on the mid lane, and that is literally the nature of their game so far. They've not straight. They pressured the safe lane a bit, but it's been mid lane, mid lane, mid lane. Miracle now with phase boots. I don't think Cicada can go back to that lane. I actually think he needs to pretty much just jungle. One fissure and you just get ran down with phase.
The great thing about IGV's draft, though, is it is a draft that's built for teaming up. You know, if they at least get to a certain point, they're going to have this strong wombo combo. Top lane, dogfights, and in July, teaming up, trying to take down the Tumor Man. Nice smash there through the shroud. Place. He is just going to turn and nearly get the kill on In July. In July still alive for the time being. Will pick up Matu. KuroKy and Mind Control do punish the Darkseer in return. The block comes out from GH from the sidelines, and they pick up at second. They kill Matsuma, man. They don't get the extended death with the Reaper Scythe not doing quite enough damage, but it does cost them 2 heroes. So Liquid, you know, even if they're not necessarily winning the trades, making sure that they are keeping and punishing IGV for the attempts on their safe lanes.
Yeah. If KuroKy actually had like a little bit more mana there, he would have had the Cold Embrace and potentially would have probably saved Matu. That could have been absolutely devastating. But yep, Cicada back to the mid lane. GH is just sitting there. He's just like, yep, if he steps even 1 step out of position, that's a kill. Yeah,
it's very close to that level 6, and obviously that's going to be when things get a lot easier for Cicada in this mid lane in terms of right now.
But an Invis rune.
Oh my goodness.
He's about to be 6-2. Oh no!
No, you're right. He's not quite 6. Good boulder smash turnaround. He gets it. There he gets it. Beautifully done. Gets out in time. Does get sprouted up, but Mind Control can't quite get the damage through. Super's there with the shackle. Holds back the Nature's Prophet. Miracle has cleaned up on the sidelines though. Gets the Earth Spirit kill. Now turning towards Super as they dive deep, but they've lost GH. There's going to be a TP coming through from Paparazzi. Liquid, they've got to get out of it, but there's Cicada waked in on the high ground, ready to look for Miracle. Has the welling access, the spin chance, the miss chance is not enough. That's going to be Troll falling down as well, as this time IGV the ones to come out on top, and it really was, as you say, as soon as Cicada hits that level 6, suddenly those mid lane ganks become a hell of a lot harder for Liquid.
He was just like, that creep needs to die. He was like 50 or 25 experience from getting that level 6 there. Perfect timing, and then of course it's 6 minutes. Shrine's back up, backs up, gets the Shrine. Good TP rotations.
Look at these chutes.
And yeah, Mind Control, just running circles, running dogfights.
Surely does he get out? Oh my, he gets out as well. Dogfights doesn't even go for the blind boulder smash. Maybe he should have, but they just get Mind Control with the ring around the rosy play. And the TP out. Oh right, yeah, that's gonna feels bad there for the Earth Spirit. That looked like a guaranteed kill, but the Mind Control jukes.
Who ended up getting the kill on Miracle. So it's Paparazzi. So that's actually quite nice because he is their strongest hero on the map. He gets a little bit of a kill streak. Yeah. He didn't really like do too much, and he walked in just through a stun, but it was the presence of the TP that thwarts Liquid's aggression. Mid lane, Miracle, now they're trying to put more aggression.
See if he can get saved. He does have backup from Liquid. GH comes in with a Fissure. A nice silence though from Dogfights, connects onto 2, allowing Cicada to zip forward, but KuroKy, quick with the Cold Embrace, keeps Miracle safe, and Cicada will simply have to use the remainder of his mana to zip back to safety. So, again, as we're seeing, obviously, any time you're going to have the Wyvern on the team, there's always going to be a chance for these sort of saves, and KuroKy being KuroKy, you know he's going to be in the right place at the right time. And that in return does make it hard for IGV themselves to actually do something to Miracle aggressively.
Yeah, whenever they have that the Ion Shelled Earth Spirit though, it's a lot easier for them to try to make that big aggressive play, because they lack a little bit of damage because of the axes. The Storm Spirit gets that miss rate, so they have to like pretty much make sure that Dogfights is Ion Shelled to go for those kills, and they're gonna go for it again actually on Miracle. It seems like Paparazzi's set up. They do a smoke rotation.
It is tricky though.
It is a bit tricky, and Liquid wants to pressure something because they're like Sven is jungling or doing something while they give Shadow Shaman bottom lane experience completely. So this Shadow Shaman is going to get quite a lot of farm down here. Almost Arcane Boots in 6. Liquid's making the rotation.
And that's the thing with Sven as well. You know, once he gets that Mask of Madness treads, that's sort of the danger point where you're like, okay, you know that the Sven's going to get his farm there. As he continues trying to make the stacks. The root might cause some issues though. I don't know if he's necessarily going to hit the timing because of that. Just gets it indeed. Top lane, might see a bit of action. Matsuma Man coming back in to have a bit of a look in onto Injuly, and Super. Nice rotation from Mind Control, comes in with the Sprout to block off the Shadow Shaman, and Super in a bit of trouble here as he will be surrounding. Matu does have the mana who wants to throw down that side, and there we have it, just in time, knocking the Shaman down for a good old 35 seconds.
That extra time helps a little bit. Sure, it's only, like 10 extra respawn time, but it is a Shadow Shaman who's 6. It delays them to maybe set up for a ward type of push. He also was about to buy Arcane Boots, but since he's the 5, he switches to Magic Wand. And now Miracle, with that first usage of Battle Trance, they're actually able to claim this full tier 1 mid lane.
Get a bit of pressure on the top as well with the Trins, but indeed, Miracle going from strength to strength. As we hit the 10-minute mark, we'll head over to the net worth. And indeed, we can really see there the difference between Miracle and Cicada start this game. 5k on the Troll, 2k ahead of the Storm Spirit 10-minute mark. That's quite the difference to have there.
That is brutal. And now with that mid tower taken out as well, they have access points now into the enemy jungle. They have that big mid area that they can walk in, and it makes it so IGV doesn't really have the greatest amount of places to farm. Whenever if they show somebody mid, I mean, there's just so much information you get from taking that kind of tower there. And they're able to get a ward, an aggressive ward, to watch the Ancients as well, which is probably the most important thing. They see that triple stack, they may be able to contest it actually in the area once Sven gets cleared.
Pressy again, having to deal with the pressure of both Mind Control and Roki as they come into the lane. Smoke up from the two of them. IGV, Dogfights and Super were looking to move around for a bit of an action.
They're 6 as well.
But they have to be a little careful because Miracle's standing on a DD route. They're going to try for it though. And in fact, they get the steal as well. Very, very nicely done there. Dogfights takes the DD route, but it might not be enough even with the wards as Kuro comes in with the Cold Embrace save in July. Beautiful wall there. Clips onto the two of them, gets the vacuum, will finish off Miracle. Dogfights though is trapped up by the trees. He's trying to get himself away and he does. He'll escape. Paparazzi from the sidelines goes up to the high ground with the Stormhammer, but it's not enough damage. They'll try for the turnaround with the Reaper's side, but still not quite enough to bring Paparazzi down. The War Cry as well. The armor, it's not enough to withstand the physical damage from Matu as 2 go down on both sides. Cicada tried to zip in, but he's now out of mana. Surely he doesn't get away, and he doesn't, as IGV fighting just a little too close to the safe spot of Liquid, and Liquid will manage to turn around that fight.
Liquid just a bit stronger, and also they have the liberty of that shrine, but also IGV had to expend so much to take out that Troll Warlord. They had to blow the Earth Spirit Ultimate, all of his stones, as well as all the Shadow Shaman spells, and then they barely actually brought him down. They needed in July to come in for the cleanup. So Liquid, standing on their shrine, able to just have a bit more sustain there, and just having a bit more than IGV in that.
And as we saw, you know, Paparazzi turns up, but not really huge amounts that Sven can do at this stage with just the mask and the treads and the level 1 God Strength. He needs much more time, as we're seeing at the moment. You know, top 3 on the net worth, all clear to be Liquid's 3 cores. It's just going to be a catch-up game ready for IGV with this Sven.
They have to just make sure they can get those Ancients cleared, but Liquid is literally warding all the Ancients. One just gets dewarded by Super, but they have eyes on the Ancients whenever they do want to get cleared. And now it's Roche, so now they can threaten those tier 1s even more, and then if they get all 3 tier 1s, that's where it's like they limit so much of IGV's actual farm chances.
They're going to try and look for this when Dogfights comes in, but immediately held back by the stun. Will try and bottom smash and roll out, and does manage to make the escape there. Some neat little players.